Boy Zuxi out for the count, and Bigatron, Red Aliens get eliminated in 10th position. Was a little above an L on that one, but still, nice try.
We also lose Megastars and we lose Team IND to the blue zone as the next phase is about to move on up. It centers up quite nicely with no real compound in play rather than just a tiny little shack on the northern tip of the circle. But either way, it's downhill play for Team RRQ. T1 get taken out in 7th place. Galaxy Racer Celts should be the one to put pressure onto RRQ on the west side of this blue zone.
One thing we have to mention, Imperium, no teams are currently in circle. It's still nobody's game as of yet. Orange Rock, but I mean, all the squad's going to have to go downhill, especially RRQ Athena. Their team that's going to be having a lot of an issue to actually go down because Team Secret, they're holding this area so tightly, allowing no air bubbles to come out and especially no players whatsoever. So I'm interested to see how things will be coming out, but Orange Rock, they're going to have to also tumble down ground, like downhill just a little bit. It's really, no, I don't know who's going to take this one, Imperium.
Honestly, Orange Rock should actually shift a little bit up and towards the north. They have a little bit of an opening that I believe they can get to, but of course RQ could be looking in their sights. We do have one member left from Reject Scarlet. Sarah has just kind of basically stayed out of sight, out of mind, and had been gifted the circle shifts up until this point. Now moving in as Galaxy Racer can play out. Team Seeker and Valdez clash together. Initial knockdowns coming out from either side, but iShots gets the job done, but now gets knocked back in return, leaving UI, the last player, up in behind the truck, holding on to his own. It is comes down to this 1v1 as Goddard gets a revive on, and now UI is going to push forward. The revive is yet to come through, but RQ are backstabbing from the other side.
Yes, this is a scary position, but Yuhai tried to push forward, but then healing himself, lost a lot of time. Martin will get res back up, and now if you want to go for your own res, the man advantage is over to Valdez. They could go for this push, but I think they're more intrigued to get a nice position in the circle and a very slim amount of potential, like chance that they can get in the southern position of that circle. Still going for the heal, but no, no, that's not going to happen, Yuhai. Team Secret kind of throwing this golden opportunity of a fight versus Valdez, but Valdez still getting destroyed by RQ Athena from the high ground, but they only have a little bit of time remaining before they have to go downhill themselves.
Yeah, 100% missed opportunity from UI, but now RQ dominating on the outside of the circle, just picking off bodies left, right, and center. UI taking the chance, taking the opportunity to put more pressure on the Orange Rock, trying to hold on, and now as he goes on the side of the road, it is going to be the fight 2.0 between Team Seeker and Valdez, and Team Seeker come out on top. 13 kills for the boys.
RQ Athena absolutely popping off. Now 14, as you mentioned it. Orange Rock eliminated in 4th position. 3 teams still remaining in this one. We still have one player, a tanky of Galaxy Racer Celts, and still have RQ Athena waiting for this opportunity. But now the circle shifts away from all of the squads. It's going to be a race, Imperium. The first team to get in circle, they'll be controlling this late game phase. Interested to see, but the man advantage for RQ Athena alone should be a main reason as to why they should take this win.
100% agree. They even have a little bit of a tiny crate that they can use to kind of reposition around, which is exactly what we seen from D2E. Prone his way down, get a little bit of information, and then move on their way across. The smokes are being thrown out, the road is being created, and now they're on the southern tip of this phase 7 circle.
I love the fact that they're leaving G9 behind, Lob on the high ground, keeping information on the smoke road of Yuhai of Team Secret, also potentially on the tanky of Galaxy Racer Celts. And I think this is definitely how you want to play this, sending your 2 players in the circle. Even if you lose one, I think that is definitely an absolute stonk performance from them. But here it is now. Going to be seeing Yuhai coming over. He gave an information from that other location. They know he's coming over. They're going to go through the spray in the smokes, but still, Yuhai fighting so well versus RRQ Athena, the kill leader of the lobby so far. But another angle has been held. B5 back gets D2E, but will get shut down by Ernie himself as Team Secret get eliminated in 3rd position.
That flick from Team Secret at the end to get that knockdown as Celts is trying to push on. No, he's not going to be able to heal up in time. This is going to be game over. This is going to be RQ coming back with a chicken dinner.
RQ Athena, they went early on for the high ground position we mentioned because of that phase 2 circle, and then they had to go down. They took care of T1, they took control, they got information, and that allowed them to take that win. It was super well executed, very by the book, but a reason why it's called by the book is because
don't go for it. I know he kind of had to, but he didn't have to go out of the water so early. But look, it is what it is.
What I'm seeing right now is that King of Gamers Club are in like the worst situation possible. They need to go on the mainland here, onto the beach. That's going to be held so far by Bigatron. If you look up north of that location, RRQ are localized up there. They are pinned down. They have to rethink the entry point here, but Bigatron are going to be moving away. I mean, they might be interested of just completely leaving the scene, but I think they're definitely going to go for the high ground. They saw the players in the water. They're trying to get for a few nice knocks, and this is just King of Gamers. They're literally fishes in this game, and they can just send their line in and pick them up one by one. RRQ doing a similar move. They're getting through the water, actually. Huh.
Yeah, but RRQ are going to be able to react off the back and maybe send themselves a little bit west to avoid the shots being fired by BTR and going to get them out of sight. Of course, BTR, in my eyes, are not going to be too narrow-minded, right? They will look for a couple of players, but they won't really kind of stay too focused. They will also look into the next couple of circles because it could shift south once again. It could shift north. Ryzen looking for the shots of the fishy in the sea. That is concept of King of Gamers.
And it came back exactly to what you were mentioning, right? You said the RRQ, they're going to be hearing that information, hearing the shots. They're like, okay, we're going to go the other way. Concept gets hit. And of course, when you get knocked in water, that results in an instant kill happening. So that's going to be a kill picked up by Bigatron, their second so far on this final game of the first Super Weekend. But here it is, RRQ. They get himself on the beach, and now they are safe. That's the hardest part to get through. Now they're going to be in a decent position, but Ryzen's going to be shifting a little bit more fast forward. The King of Gamers, they're going to go way more wider, but Ryzen going to be taking a 1v4 fight. He might want to wait for the result and for your team to follow up on that, but G9 and B, they're going to be putting a big fat no in his face and leaving now Luxy remaining as the last member of Bigatron, and he's just going to be cruising away from this fight. Did I talk too soon? No, he's sticking around.
And that's the difference between RRQ and King of Gamers. Other than timing, RRQ went onto the mainland as a full squad, whereas King of Gamers didn't, and they have majorly paid the price as Ryzen was indeed confirmed. Knocked down. Zuxi is confirmed. Microboy and Luxy. Last player standing, but Luxy with the M4. Red dot sprays onto Ernie and connects him, knocking him down. But G9 currently second place in terms of the leaderboard. Luxy gets knocked down.
Okay, I was a little bit surprised that RQ was not responding very aggressively on this one, but after, you do have to understand, right, they have no cars, they have no way of like easily getting over to that location of Bigatron, so taking a few nice shots, they do get Ryzen down. And now I'll leave Luxy at the end with Microboy taking the best, but G9, he's going for the flank play. They definitely hear it. Beer is also going to be pushing from his own location. They want to sandwich up Bigatron and just wrap them up in this game and get rid of them in last and final 16th position. Grenade comes out. G9, they were OP earlier on Sandhawk. This one will not connect, unfortunately, but now he has a little bit more of an idea of where they might be localized. The second might indeed connect.
They want to try and turn BTR into a burrito and sandwich them up as the sprays are coming through. Will BTR be able to survive? Microboy will be, but Luxy is going to get knocked down. Microboy disengages outside the vehicle as he looks to maybe going around inside the building. No, back inside the vehicle he goes. And I think that's very, very poor because G9 is going to be able to spot him, but will Microboy be able to get away? I think not. And that's the end of BTR.
Maybe.
To steal
Eventually.
2 points, 2 kills.
And Beer getting 53 as well, contesting second place.
That's pretty crazy.
I'm a bit sad though.
Why?
Gallus didn't get the 10k damage.
Oh.
And I believe he dropped down from a 3rd place to a 9th place.
Luxy getting 11k though is absolutely insane.
This is, I mean, you can see here how good these players are. These are kind of the plays that we see when we highlight the top.
So we do take a look.
Look at
RRQ
that, boys.
And breaking the 200-point mark. So congratulations to RRQ Athena for winning out our first Super Weekend. Of course, 205 points will be accrued and moving them closer and closer to that grand finals. But
qualified already.
When you've got 205, if you're winning a week, you're basically going to be
qualified already. Yeah, and
That's
also
impressive.
Congratulations on the $2,000 bonus here for the first Super Weekend, and $1,000 for Bigatron, and $500 for Galaxy Racer Cells for that massive clutch game in the very last game.
And it's picture perfect if you think about it, right? We saw GXR Celts throughout the entirety of the Super Weekend being consistently consistent. We speak to Rox, he's like, will that chicken dinner ever come? Is it going to happen? And it comes at the very last hurdle. Really impressive stuff to see.
Look at this though, 15th and 16th place. We got TSM Entity and No Chance Team. Even though we have them down here, we have Jonathan, we have Gallus up there on the top players.
That's true, yeah.
Massive solo play from them and an individual display of skill here in the Super Weekend. I gotta say, I'm surprised that you can be that far behind and still have that, because you have such a low average of survival time because you're going out that early, obviously, right? So you being able to still compete at the top 10, the top 15 for both kills and damage in that regard is massive for you, having 2, 3, 4 minutes maybe lower average survival time.
And that's the important point about it, right? Is that this is the top 16 teams literally in that space of the planet. So if you're getting 15th, 16th at these stages, you're still an amazing team, an amazing player individually here or there, but obviously you're going up against the very best in the world, so that can be trying in itself. So of course at home as well, if you appreciate some of the plays that Jonathan maybe or Godless has been able to throw out while all of this, you can actually vote in-game as well. If you take a little look at this, you can see what's going on. We've got the PUBG Mobile Esports Awards for 2020, so make sure to cast your vote soon, and some players are going to be randomly selected to play with some of the most popular players as well from the PUBG Mobile World League Season 0.